And with that, I want to introduce you to a very successful mentor that I found through YouTube, and that is Abdaal. He is a self-made 30-year-old YouTube master and millionaire, and he makes informative videos about how to grow your online business and your wealth. And he talks about 2 life-changing strategies that he used to rocket himself from making pennies off of his YouTube channel into making millions of dollars per year. Any business requires 3 factors to grow, and that's doing smart things, which is called strategy, and doing those things correctly, which is called execution, and then doing those things for a long time, which is called consistency. And to launch any business, you need to invest your time, your energy, your skill, and your money. And sometimes there's more overhead and you need more money to launch. For example, if you're opening a restaurant or if you need a doctorate. But even if you're launching something much more financially accessible, like a small online business, you're still going to have to find that time, that energy, that skill, and those resources because you've got a day job and a life. And even when you've got time after work, sometimes you just don't have the energy. So how do we find that time, that energy, and really optimize our efficiency so that this business baby is going to grow? So there's 2 strategies that he talks about in his work to make that happen. And those are leverage and personal productivity. Leverage is about finding ways to increase your work output without exhausting yourself. And you can do that through systems or people. With systems, for example, let's say you're setting up a way of doing something, of something that you can repeat over and over again. And that system takes the guesswork and the ideation out of the equation because you've already set up a system for it and you've tested it and it works. So for example, let's say you're coming up with a system for how you're going to create monthly content for your Instagram account. And you've built this system that says, okay, I'm going to create a quote post every Tuesday, a product reel every Sunday, and a personal message every Thursday. Great. Now you know what you're working on every week, and you can build those quotes out in bulk. And you can even have those built out several months in advance. You can shoot your reels in bulk. You can create a list of hashtags and have them saved as a template to be used over and over again in your posts. You're saving yourself a ton of mental energy by designing systems. And more importantly, it's going to make it so much easier for you to pass that work off to someone else when you're ready to grow your team. Now let's talk about leveraging your work with people, especially with tasks that you're either not particularly good at or things that you find deeply irritating to do, like editing or bookkeeping, etc. Once you've got the revenue to pay someone else to do that work for you, it will free up your time and your sanity. And if you have another way to make money to pay for those services that is less painful for you, then I encourage you to swap that out. And that could be a virtual assistant or an editor on Fiverr or Upwork or Zirtual or People Per Hour. New resources for assistants are always going to pop up. Just make sure that you qualify your assistant or your freelancer. Check them out, ask your friends, your colleagues for a referral, and check out the work and make sure that it's a good fit.